Friend Jim here with JB's Big Adventure coming to you from Lake Chapala, Mexico. And today I've got Harry Honeywell with us that as a expat, he's been here visiting and we have spent a number of days together. And so first of all, I just want to thank you, Harry, for being willing to do a little video with us.
Let me tell you, Jim, this is a small price to pay for all the help you gave me. And I'm being very serious about it because for me and for everybody to come down here, you want to have the best possible information that you can get,
right?
Because of the fact that this is another country, and if you think you know what's going on down here, you really don't. And to be able to have the most effective use of my time, I depended on somebody like yourself that has already come before me to go through all of the hiccups and hurdles that I would have encountered or only worse.
Right.
Except for the fact that you've been here for a long time and you have been able to get through all this and understand it.
So share with me, because of the fact that we have spent some days together, has the fact of us being together and doing what we've done basically exceeded any kind of expectations that you would have had coming down?
I'm going to tell you as simply as I can that this would have been an insurmountable hurdle for me. Because when I look at things, I analyze it from afar, and that's okay up to a point. But when you get boots on the ground,
right,
and you're actually dealing with people from another country that doesn't speak English and shouldn't have to speak English, and then I have to deal with the fact that I'm not familiar with what's going on around here.
right,
It is imperative that you have somebody that knows something about this place and the people that you can trust, because the most important part of this is gaining a cadre of people that will allow you to be able to make decisions based on the trust that you have with them.
right.
So it's important for people to understand that you can come down here. I could have come down here and never have met you. And where would I have been today? I wouldn't have been nearly as far. I would have gotten information that may or may not have been relevant.
Right.
And that's really the important thing, because when you want to move here, you want to have everything as put together as you can, because you get here and you're still going to have things that you have to deal with that we didn't cover, and that
Right.
if you have more stuff to deal with, it's just that much more difficult for you to assimilate yourself into the society here.
Right. So we basically were able to compress time frames.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And how about in regards to the professionals that we had the opportunity of meeting over the last few days? How was that in regards to them sharing? How valuable was it to be able to meet those individuals personally and then be able to ask all the questions that you want to ask and then get the answers to the ones that are important to you?
The short answer that I could give is it meant everything. Because in America, I used to do very large projects, very complicated stuff that has no bearing here whatsoever. This might look like a simplistic way of life, but it's quite complicated under the surface. And for a person that has no real understanding of the cultural aspects of this place, limited understanding of the language, it means everything. When I came down here, in fact, I came from Denver specifically to see you and to look at this place, because I met you online through your YouTube channel,
Right.
and through that I gained a trust just because of what I saw. I didn't know you at the time, but I have to take a chance every once in a while, because I have a choice of doing it by myself,
Right.
or with somebody that has a handle on this. And for your people that that you trust, I'm going to be using them in the future, because I'm going to be moving down here, and I have to go through the processes at home that everyone here has told me what to do.
Right.
And so I can't
Right.
thank you enough, and the people that you worked with and that you have had good relationships with. I can't thank you enough for that.
Well, and your thanks is well and heartfelt.
Yeah.
And I really believe that because of the fact that we were able to communicate before you came down.
Yeah.
So I knew exactly who you were wanting to see and the reasons of wanting to see, and then just having those appointments all set up to where we were able to go right into their office and they spend the time with us.
Yeah.
Because there were some that the conversations weren't just 15 minutes. I mean,
No.
some were
No.
a half hour, 45 minutes, even one was probably more around an hour.
Yeah.
And just the fact of being able to communicate and get a good feel about what's going on here. And it was something that you might not have been able to do if, in fact,
No.
if we hadn't met and you just came down.
What people don't understand about the relationship, the short relationship that we've had, is that there's a lot of things that go on in the background, that you're making the calls, you're, discussing the schedule.
Right.
You're setting these people up, because people have to realize that getting a person to sit down with you is a big deal in Mexico. And for you to have it set up is invaluable beyond your wildest dreams. Because
Right.
for me to have people like my insurance guy that you had met me, introduced me to, SNS Auto, where I went and talked to, Karen, I don't think I could have had the same door open as quickly.
Right.
Because these people have lives and they have businesses to run, and people have to understand there's a lot of people that want their time.
Right.
And that, Andre, for example, at the insurance would not have known me from Adam.
Right.
We're talking about the owner of the company sitting down with me for 45 minutes or so of his time,
Right.
and that is invaluable beyond anybody's comprehension.
Right. Right. And that's that really is an important thing, because the individuals that we got to sit down with
Yeah.
are individuals who are very, very busy.
Yeah.
And willing to take some time out of their busy schedule to meet you.
Yeah.
Because of a relationship that I've got with them, and for you to be able to get all your questions answered and know for certain that this is the place that you want to come. So in closing, just, is there anything else that you would like to share for the person that's watching that is really looking at coming down here, and what they want to do is, you came for a week, we came for 8 days, but in the first 3 days, because of all those folks that we were able to meet, it was all compressed, instead of trying to, waited for a week and then find out you couldn't get a chance to meet with anybody. They were too busy and everything.
Yeah.
Go ahead and share about that.
The important thing that people have to understand is that we are visitors to this country. We have to deal with the cultural barriers that we assume don't exist,
Right.
but they do.
Right.
And, I could do something at home in 10 minutes. I remember well that I thought that I would have you for 2 days for 4 hours each day. And that was my way of thinking about it in an American term.
Right.
Well, Jim was with me for 3 days for 7-8 hours a day, and then he was doing, the background stuff that most people don't see, making the calls and setting up the appointments to where, when we went there, that person was there for us to see.
Right.
And if you people that are wanting to come down here, anybody that wants to come down, doesn't think that that's difficult to do at best, you may want to talk to Jim offline about that, because I went from 2 days for 4 hours a day to 3 days. We got everything done. I was able to go out and be a tourist for a few days and experience the wonders of this place on my own.
Right.
And enjoy it. And now I'm going back home, and I have a box full of information that I can use and effectively be able to put forth my plan for coming down here without struggling. Make no mistake, you're going to make mistakes when you're coming down. You're going to have, difficult times at best. But when you have somebody that is there, here to facilitate that, it makes it a heck of a lot easier for people, everybody, including myself, to go home. I'm going home now with a whole arsenal full of information, which down here, information is everything.
Right.
Reliable information is everything. And if you think you can get the reliable information on your own, well, I thought that too, and I was quickly squashed by every stretch of the imagination. It's more difficult than it seems.
Well, I do want you to know that it's been a pleasure being with you.
Yeah, and I want you to know something, because extending this further, I'm going to be coming down here the latter part of the year, and Jim will be down here, and we have developed a relationship to where I can trust him to be able to expand on what I'm doing at home, and have the confidence to know when I put on my flight wings and come back down here again and sign the contract, I'm going to know that I have had the best possible information that I can get legally and culturally and everything else that I could get. And it's all because of the fact that I luckily found somebody that I could talk to that understood what was going on.
Well, again,
I thank you, man.
It's been a pleasure being with you for this week.
Give me that hand,
And
I'll...
And so, friend, what I just want to share with you, and that is, if you are looking at coming down and you're going to be here for a week or, less than a week, or it may be, the reason I'm offering this to those that are subscribers of our channel, and you can get back with me, email me if you have an interest in also knowing what we did and how we did it, is because of the fact you're able to compress time frames and you're able to actually get the chance to meet and talk to the people that are important to you. So with that, thank you for being a part of this channel and a part of this community. We appreciate you a bunch, both Barbara and I. If you haven't already, I'd like to encourage you to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. It's a great community. All you got to do is go to the bottom right-hand corner. There's a little red box, tap on it, and you're subscribed, and you'll know when our next video comes out. Also, what you can do is drop by, ask a question, leave us an idea of a video you'd like to have, or just say hi. You can go ahead and give us a thumbs up. What that does is lets other people know it's a great video to watch in regards to retiring at Lake Chapala. And then hit the bell, because that will literally notify you of when our next video has come out. So again, Harry, thank you so much for being with us. Have an awesome day, and we'll see you on the next video.